Today we are looking at enlargement and reduction of plane geometric figures. Alright, when we are enlarging or when we are reducing, it means that in one instance, we're making the object bigger, and in the other instance, we're making the object smaller. Alright, so to enlarge means to make bigger, and we'll be dealing with ratios such as 5 to 2, 7 to 3, and 2 to 1. Now, what I want you to understand is that when you are doing an enlargement, you will have a bigger number. When you look at the ratio, you'll have a bigger number coming first. When you're doing a reduction, you'll have the smaller number coming first. All right. Now, a plane, sorry, a plane geometric figure can be enlarged or reduced using linear method or ratio of area, or some people refer to it as area ratio. All right. With linear method, it is the length of the figure which is increased or decreased. And as for the area ratio, it is the area of the figure which is increased or decreased. All right. Now, let's look here at the methods of enlarging or reduction. Now, we can enlarge or reduce the figure, right? In terms of where our point will be. So therefore, we can enlarge or reduce this figure from a point away from the object. So here's the object, and we can have a point away from the object, and we project our lines. Or we can have the point at the mid or center of the object, and we have the points radiating to each one of the corners, right? And finally, we have what we refer to as a point of similitude. So A here would be our point of similitude, and from this point we have the lines moving through the corners of the object. All right, so we're now going to look at enlargement and reduction. So let me go again. When we talk about the method of enlargement and reduction, there are two methods, right? We have linear and we have ratio of area. With linear, what we're doing is we're changing the length of the sides of the object. And with area ratio or ratio of area, we are changing the area of the object. All right, now we're going to do the first one here, which is we are going to enlarge this figure using the ratio of 5:7. Now the procedure we're using is where we are doing the point of similitude. So therefore we select a point of similitude. Now your point of similitude can be any one of these, whether it want A, B, C, D, or E. But for convenience, I'm always going to be using this point here as my point of similitude. So what I'll do is I'll draw a line from A straight through the point E, A straight through the point D, A straight through the point C, and A straight through the point B. Now so what we're going to do now is we want to draw a line from A. I will drop a line here. What is the length of this line? It's relative. I mean, you draw it convenient to you. All right. Now what we're going to do now, we're going to look here. What is the bigger number? The bigger number here is 7. And this is an enlargement because the bigger number comes first. But for this ratio, 7 to 5, 7 to 5, 7 is the bigger number. So we're going to divide this line into 7. So we type div, click on the line, and then we enter 7. So we have just divided the line into 7 equal parts. So I go to mtext, and at this point we will have 7. All right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this point here we will have 5. So 5 will be located right there. Alright. So we now have the ratio on the line 5, 7. Now because it's an enlargement, what we're going to do now, we're going to connect 5 to B. Once we connect 5 to B, then we are now going to copy. We can either offset through or copy. So we'll just copy this and we place it where 7 is. Place it at 7. Now this line, and this line are now parallel. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this line. So EX, and we connect there. Now, this now is the point where B prime will be. So let me copy this. So B will now, the new position of B will be here, and this will be B prime. All right, because it's a copy. B is now here. So we're going to copy this line, and we drop that there, right? And we're going to extend this line, EX. All right. So now this is now where C is now there, and this is C prime. All right. So we're going to copy this point, click, and we move this point there. Now we're going to extend this line, and D is now there, and of course this is D prime, and we're going to copy this, and we're going to extend, and this is now where E prime is. So all we do now, we connect from here to there, and that would be our enlarged figure. So this now is our enlarged figure. So for the reduction, it's the same thing. Here we have a reduction. We're going to be using the ratio of 5, 7. All right. So of course, we have our point of similitude, and we extend through E, extend through D, extend through C, extend through B. Then we go to draw a line, and we drop a line down. All right. It doesn't matter where or how far. Then our bigger number again is 7. So we're going to divide this line into 7. So div, and it's 7. All right, we go to text, and this here is 7. All right, and of course, this here would be 5. So that's where 5 would be. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to do a reduction. So if we're going to do a reduction, it will be opposite to what we did for the enlargement. That being, we're going to now take 7 and bring it to B. So when we wanted the enlargement, we went to 5 and took it to B. So now we're doing a reduction. We went to 7 and took it to B. Now we're going to copy B7. So we'll copy B7 and we drop it right there. All right. So now this point here, let me trim that. and let me copy B. So B would now be here, and this is our B copy, so it's B prime. Alright, so this is now where the new B is because of the reduction. Alright, now we're going to copy this, and this is now where C prime is. So this here is where C prime would be. We're going to copy this, alright, and this is where D prime would be. Alright, and we're going to copy this, and now this is where E prime would be. Alright, so we can go now and start to trim. And that there is our reduction. Alright, so that is our reduction. E prime, D prime, C prime, B prime. This here is the reduction. Alright, so here we have an enlargement, and this is using linear. Alright, the linear method, where we are enlarging by virtue of length. We're just changing the length. We're enlarging by virtue of the length. Alright, so this here was an enlargement, and this here was a reduction. So we are reducing by virtue of the length. Alright, thank you.